how are you all? My name is Azhar back again with a different video. Today's video is going to be a video of my PS4 games and PS Vita game showcase. This contains all the games I have kept in my closet, as you can see. So as you can see, important factors for these PS4 and PS Vita games. The first one we will discuss is about category. Category as in mean what the game is about. Like if it's FIFA 18, we'll say that it is a sports game, or if it's like Red Dead Redemption, it's like an open world game or an action game, you'll say. So the second part is we'll talk about whether it is a single player or a multiplayer game, whether if you want to play with your friends, with your parents. Then we'll go on to the amount of size required to install these games. The next part is the ranking. I'll be ranking all of these games from top to bottom, from the best to the worst. And there's another point I'd like to add: offline or online game. These are very crucial factors which will tell you what the game is going to be. Other additional points I'd like to add, if necessary: who made the game, when the game was released, and while I talk about it. The first game that we're going to talk about is Drive Club. Drive Club is basically a racing game, and it was made by Sony Interactive Entertainment, and it was quite popular back then when it was released. This game was released in 7th October 2014, and this game, it has a function of letting you play only single player. The online servers for this game were shut down on 31st March 2020, and the game was completely stopped. The maintenance updates, and it just stopped selling. So I managed to get my hands on this game. Let me show you what it looks on the inside. Now, as you can see, this is Drive Club. The minimum amount of storage you require to install this game is at least 17 gigabytes. It is only an offline single player game. As you can see, this is the physical game disc of the game, and along this is a pamphlet for maybe what language it supports. So other than that, this is the disc. Drive Club for the PS4. Interesting. And this is a Blu-ray disc. This game has some very stunning and mesmerizing graphics. If you look closely, it provides you with licensed cars like Ferrari, Bugatti, Audi, BMW, you name it. There's multiple types of licensed vehicles. Even though you can't get currency to buy those things, you can like play the game and progress even if you're offline. So that's a benefit. Other than that, the game isn't that bad. It has some great visuals. One thing I wanted to clarify is that this game was made by Evolution Studios that Sony eventually shut down, and that's when things weren't looking so good for Drive Club. So yeah, this is a pretty decent game. You should definitely try it out. Even though it's not available anymore, you should play it with your friends. This has a very vibrant colors. It looks just gorgeous. So this one, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This, man, I used to be a pretty big Spider-Man fan. Now the thing about this one is that this disc, physical disc right here, it was made in Japan. And yeah, I'll show you what it has to offer. You can see The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is the game. As you can see, there's Kingpin, that's Electro from the movie. This is Japanese text right here, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Let's see from the inside, and okay, look at that. There's this pamphlet that they give you, like in the previous one. And as you can see, it gives you a rundown on all of the Spider-Man movies that have previously come out. Disc a bit more closely. Similar to the previous one, also a Blu-ray disc. And this game is definitely interesting. That's tailored towards Avengers, where you can play as Spider-Man, but also Iron Man and Hulk. No, it's not like that. This is a Spider-Man game. You can fight Green Goblin and the Sandman and probably Venom. I don't know, I haven't. This game is a third-person action-adventure game, and this game was originally released on 2nd May of 2014. This game didn't get a lot of traction, but in my opinion, it is a pretty great game. It's a bit unfortunate that even though the audio is in English, you cannot change the subtitles, the menus, everything else is all in Japanese. The gameplay, the mechanics, they're pretty great. And so this game requires at least 8.5 gigabytes of data to install on your PS4 device. Other than that, this game is a single player game. You cannot play it with your friends. You can only play it on your own, and this doesn't have any online options for you to play with. Other than that, you can swing around New York City, take pictures while doing so. So that's it's good. It's not the greatest, but it's good. So that's the review. Our next game is known as Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's mostly focused on this one, the Black Spider-Man. And it's like an alternate universe where a person named Miles Morales is also Spider-Man. He probably also got the spider bites. Let me show you what it is. Alright, this is Spider-Man Miles Morales. As you can see, there's some, I believe, Saudi Arabian text. The amount of size required for this game in particular is 52 gigabytes. 52 gigabytes required. I'm not sure if you can see that, but right. And this game, as shown on the inside, okay, there's that guy who's the Spider Boy, and here is the disc that is provided with these things. As you can, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Okay, now this game in particular is more like an action adventure game, open world, and you cannot play it with your friends. It's not multiplayer, it's single player, and it is playable offline. This game was originally released in 12 November 2020, and this game was developed by Sony Interactive Entertainment and by Insomnia Games. The thing that I liked about this game is that even though you don't get to play as the original Marvel Spider-Man, the new red one that came out before this one, you still have the capabilities of using, you have the ability to use separate, you have the capability of using separate abilities, like as you can see from the picture here. This boy can use legit electricity as his power. And the other thing that I like is that he can also go invisible during gameplay, which is interesting. I like the mechanics, the story is decent enough, but it's a bit different from the movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, yes. And as you can see, this one has a PS5 upgrade available version as well. This is actually the standard edition. It's not bad, it's kind of good actually. I've already showed another Spider-Man game, and that one's decent enough. It's not that bad. But this one has better mechanics, better rep swing, better characters. There's customization you can do in the game, and the best thing about it is basically the amount of work that has been put into this. So, good game. Minecraft. The next game is Minecraft. This game was developed by Mojang Studios, and this is not Minecraft. This is Minecraft PlayStation 4 edition. PlayStation 4 edition specially made for this console. And this game was originally released in 2011, to be more specific, 18th November. And this is more like an action adventure game, an open world sandbox game. You get to build new, has the type of mechanics which allow you to build anything. The only limit is your imagination. It requires time and effort to make it, of course. It is fun to play with your friends. It also has its own worlds you can download from the Minecraft marketplace that Minecraft Studios provides you. I will say that the game has risen since it's published. I'll say this game is one of the most classic games ever developed, and I will say it still stands to this day. Even though the graphics, I would have loved if the graphics were better. Graphics are just the same with pixels, but the capabilities of you like playing in survival mode, trying to make a house, trying to craft things, and try to avoid mobs, stay away from mobs as long as possible, making pickaxe, swords, trying to live in a cave, staying away from creepers. This game is decent in the sense that it requires patience in order to do in survival. There's survival mode, creative mode, and there's this new mode that came out that's adventure mode. This game also has mods that you can get in the marketplace. It's a single and multiplayer game, and this game offers you not only playing offline but also online. Classic game. I will say that it needs improvements, but still pretty good game. You can play with your friends in split screen, co-op. You really explore the game. You can even complete the game. Lego Marvel Avengers for the PS4. Alright. Now, this game is an open world 3D game. In this game you have levels. You have to complete those levels in order to progress and unlock new worlds. You can explore those worlds. It requires at least 14.49 gigabytes to install on. It is only an offline game. It has no online functionalities. Alone or with your friend, a 2-player. So the interesting thing about this game is that it has a lot of Marvel characters, but there is a big downside with this game. That is because the game has like very small objects, like if you collect studs, if you build from Lego pieces to a sculpture, what happens is that eventually you start to get bored of the repetitive gameplay. The graphics are just too small. This game was originally released in 26th January 2016, and Warner Brother Games plus Half Brick Studios made this game on consoles. There's originally an iOS mobile ports as well, and they still might be there. The PS4 port, and it's cool that you can go from player to player, but as I said, your eyes need a lot of focus on these things, and that's a problem. So it's not perfect. Let's move on to FIFA 18. This I'd also like to mention is also the standard edition. It has no given benefits from the start. So yeah, this is FIFA 18, also the standard edition, which was originally released in 29th September 2017 by EA Sports. EA Sports or EA Games, same thing. And yeah, you require at least 50 gigabytes in order to install this game onto your device. Its category is that it is a sports game. It's especially sports like football. It's a football game. It can be played offline and online depending on what the user prefers to. It can be played alone or with up to 4 players on the same screen. So